And last night, I want to, me and Teofimo, as well as some of the other guys, we had a good workout last night. A late night workout. Teofimo, you did a good job last night. I wanted to let you know that. So last night we had a late night workout. Could have been like 2 or 3 in the morning, but we got it done. And I want to say, keep up the good work. I'm proud of you. This particular time, I truly believe that, I know everybody is going to want to ask questions, about the Pacquiao fight. Like I said, the sport of boxing has truly changed. We have a lot of new companies, a lot of new faces, and Netflix. I truly believe that we'll get this done. I think we're almost at the finish line to finish the Pacquiao fight, but a lot of things has changed in the sport of boxing, and eventually, I think within the next 48 hours, either the Pacquiao fight should be done.
Speculation has reached fever pitch as Floyd drops hints about sealing a Pacquiao rematch deal within just 2 days, but behind the scenes at 3 a.m., he's already sending a different message entirely. The boxing world is fixated on contract negotiations while Floyd operates in shadows, testing his legendary reflexes against fighters half his age in grueling sessions that prove the pretty boy's killer instinct might be making its most dangerous comeback yet.
I talked to you a few weeks ago at the MCM event, and there you kind of brought some questions up about the Pacquiao fight. I just wanted to see if there was an update on that.
Well, at this particular time, I truly believe that, I know everybody is going to want to ask questions, about the Pacquiao fight. Like I said, the sport of boxing has truly changed. We have a lot of new companies, a lot of new faces, and Netflix. I truly believe that we'll get this done. I think we're almost at the finish line to finish the Pacquiao fight, but a lot of things has changed in the sport of boxing, and eventually, I think within the next 48 hours, either the Pacquiao fight should be done.
The Mayweather Boxing Club transforms into something entirely different when Vegas sleeps and Floyd begins his real work at 3 in the morning, operating on a schedule that would destroy most world-class athletes. Teofimo Lopez found himself completely blindsided by the sheer intensity of these midnight sessions, initially keeping details private out of respect for the champion, though word has inevitably leaked about what's really happening behind those closed doors.
How did it feel to get that shout out and be working out with Floyd and getting him prepared?
Well, he took me by surprise by saying that. I kind of want to keep it on the low for respect for him and everything, but I'm very appreciative. It's a great relationship overall, man, and got nothing but great things to say to the champ.
This isn't random sparring or casual bag work. Floyd is strategically selecting the most explosive, world-class talent available to replicate the exact type of threat he expects to face. Bringing in Teofimo specifically targets the speed and angles that only a peak-conditioned world champion can deliver, revealing an obsession level we haven't witnessed from Mayweather in years that suggests he's not preparing for another exhibition, but gearing up for total warfare.
All right, Floyd Joy, Mayweather Sr., one of the best trainers of all time. Floyd, are we going to see your son fight Manny Pacquiao again? That's the word on the curve.
Hey, look, man, if Floyd said it, it's finna happen.
There's also talks about him doing a tune-up, a fight in between. Do you think he should take a fight before getting in with Pacquiao, or just get right into the Pacquiao fight?
I don't know exactly what he's gonna do, but I think it'd be a good idea if he did that too.
What do you think? Do you think anything would be different in a rematch with Pacquiao?
Anything gonna be different in the Pacquiao? I can probably tell you about. Only difference I'm gonna tell you that it is, he probably gonna get more bumps on his head. That's about it.
Pacquiao is?
Yes, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course I'm talking about Pacquiao. You know, that man can't do nothing, man. You see that was an easy fight for Floyd.
It was an easy fight, Floyd. Floyd definitely won the fight. Everybody saw that. But do you think we get more action this time because each guy's a little older? You know, as you get older,
older ain't got nothing to do with it. If you, I'm just saying it may do have a little bit to do with it. But I'm just saying, like, these guys still is at the age now where they can put up a good fight. You know, and I'm gonna tell you that I know my son can do it, and I can do it. So I know he can do it. So it ain't no problem at all. I can do it. I'm 65 years old.
Do you think Floyd can beat him worse this time? Make it look even better than the first time you beat him?
I think that can't happen. If I work with him, and which I think that's what I'm gonna do, I think.
The puzzle extends beyond just Teofimo, as fresh energy flows through the Mayweather camp courtesy of bloodline connections that run deep in boxing history. Likey Mayweather, son of the legendary Roger Mayweather, who architected Floyd's defensive mastery, has rejoined the inner circle, essentially allowing Floyd to reconstruct the exact atmosphere that made him untouchable during his absolute prime. Likey's behind-the-scenes reports confirm that despite approaching 50, Floyd maintains the same perfectionist standards and grueling demands he imposed 2 decades ago, still operating like the relentless champion who dominated an entire era.
Always knew that one day that across the side would be, you know, you two doing mitts and stuff like that. So, has it hit yet? Is it surreal? I know it's your family and it's kind of normal, you know, compared to the fans around the world, but was it surreal?
Yes and no. You know, certain things about it. As I look at it from both sides, again, it's still my cousin, right? So it's that part isn't surreal. It's not, oh, I'm doing mitts with Floyd.
Correct.
Right? That's not the surreal part. I was raised as a boxing fan more than anything. So the surreal part is like, oh, I'm doing mitts with somebody that's smart who knows this much. You know, that's more the surreal part, is as I'm in there seeing like actually how smart he is, you know, how particular he is, the perfectionist that he is. You know, you can see it on YouTube, you can hear him say it, but you know, being there doing it actually is a whole different thing. That
Boxing's biggest myth gets shattered when Mayweather exposes the lie that Floyd can't punch, as people mistake his later defensive wizardry and decision victories for lack of power. After holding mitts during these midnight sessions, describes Floyd's impact as nothing short of brutal, warning that anyone expecting a diminished version will experience a life-altering shock when they discover the truth about what Floyd has always been capable of delivering.
Floyd saying you're the future of boxing with the trainers and just paying homage to you and your dad and everything else.
Oh man, you know, I feel blessed. I put the work in, and I feel good that he trusted me enough to start working with him, and you know that I've done my job good enough for him to feel like he can shout me out on a stage like that. You know, I'm blessed.
Yeah. For people who don't really understand like what all of that goes through, tell them about, like, you know, we hear him say it all the time: hard work and dedication, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's not tapping you unless you're putting in that hard work and dedication.
Exactly.
You feel me? So like, just kind of let people, give them just the insight in that background and working with them in the type of elite level that is.
Man, listen, I've worked with a lot of fighters. I worked with world champions. There's nothing like Floyd Mayweather. You know, aside from that being my cousin, like no bias involved, that really is the greatest fighter of all time. And holding the mitts, you can feel it technically. You know, he has a stigma that he can't punch. I can confirm he can.
The reality reveals Floyd always possessed knockout power, but strategically chose to prioritize his health and preserve his hands throughout his career. Yet something fundamental has shifted in this current camp. Focus has expanded beyond the shoulder roll and slick defense to emphasize devastating impact. And if Floyd is truly sharpening his power to the levels his team claims, the Pacquiao rematch won't resemble their 2015 tactical chess match, but instead become a calculated ambush with his speed still intact even at this advanced age.
He's still, you know, he's still slick, and he's still a perfectionist, because that's what got him to be the best. And, you know, he's a perfectionist at all things, so that means even with me. And that's what I want, you know, I want him to be hard on me when we're doing it all, because that's only going to make me better as a trainer.
Yeah. Now, he did announce that possibly we can get the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight done in the next 48 hours. Mm-hmm. A couple of things. If that does happen, one, will you be in the corner helping train with that? And then two, are we gonna see a repeat of last time and him getting a win? I know, I already know, but I want to hear how you. I want to hear you just say it.
As far as the corner, you know, that's up to him. But I'm willing to work. You know, me and Otis are always willing to work. As far as the result, come on, now it's gonna be worse than last time. Like you heard him say, you know, he hasn't taken any abuse, so he's still like he's 25. You know, he's still physically prime, and if he wants to, I think he can stop Pacquiao.
What enables a nearly 50-year-old fighter to seriously consider competing against young lions comes down to Floyd's philosophy of no abuse. Unlike virtually every other legendary fighter, Floyd never allowed himself to absorb punishment. He avoided heavy damage in training, and certainly prevented it during fights, while Pacquiao engaged in soul-crushing wars with Marquez and Morales that took their toll over time. Floyd's brain and body remain relatively unscathed by years of trauma, keeping him in essentially physical prime condition with the sharpest mind in boxing, moving like he's 25 because he saved his miles for precisely this moment.
Do you see this still a high fast-paced chess match where these guys, high IQ, been at the pinnacle, people might say, hey, you know, I saw the first one, I mean, they're older, but in this case, do you feel like it's not true and it's a completely different fight?
Yeah, I feel like it might be a different fight on Pacquiao end. Because we've seen him in the ring. He has slowed down. Floyd hasn't slowed down. So, the last fight, of course, was a high-stakes chess match. I think this fight plays out as a Manny trying to keep up with Floyd.
Wow.
You know, because he is still that sharp. And I'm not just talking he still is that sharp. It's ridiculous. And because we done see Manny been in wars, Manny been knocked out. You know, that takes a toll on the body. Even before his return, when he fought Ugas, he didn't. Or who did he fight last?
Barrios.
No, before Barrios. Who did he fight before Barrios?
He retired on Ugas.
Yeah, all right, so I am right. The Ugas fight, yeah, the loss, right? He didn't look that he looked old then. So you know, that takes a toll on the body, and Floyd doesn't really have that toll. Floyd, you know, even now, we're far out, he's still cut up, and he got stronger. That's age brings strength. So he still is sharp and he's stronger. So yeah, I see this playing as a Manny trying to keep up with Floyd, and you know, Floyd just kind of pitching this. Yeah.
The timing of this newfound intensity coincides perfectly with whispers about 48-hour contract deadlines that have sent the entire industry into overdrive, whether for a sanctioned professional bout or high-stakes exhibition. Beyond another 9-figure payday, this feels like Floyd's attempt to settle the GOAT debate permanently by accomplishing the impossible, defeating his greatest rival nearly a decade past boxing's usual expiration date, while young champions struggle to sell tickets as he controls narratives from dark gyms in the dead of night.
Would you say, on top of it, you're not just doing mitts with him because, you know, it's family, you know, at some point it's going to happen, but at a point where they're announcing him doing a rematch with Manny Pacquiao, Netflix, Mike Tyson exhibition. I mean, is this crazy that this is all working out?
Yeah, timing is crazy. I don't know if that was his choice on purpose, or you know, that's just the way the stones fall. But yeah, timing is a crazy thing. So yeah, think about it. Coming in, doing it, having it come out at this time, yeah, it's definitely wild.
When you look at the fighters that you worked with, right? And it's a disrespect to them, but is Floyd that much, even at this age and at this, you know, part of his career where most fighters, they're like 1/4 of their abilities? Is he like, when they say Floyd Mayweather, you know, even at this age, it's unparalleled?
Yes, and it's so crazy. I don't even know how to describe it. He's just that much smarter than everybody else. That's just what it boils down to. His IQ is so much better than everybody else's, right? Everything we do on the mitts, we're doing it for a reason when we do it. And I think that's the difference between him and other fighters is if you're in the mitts, if you're doing the mitts with other fighters and you stop, most of them can't tell you why we just did what we did. He can tell you everything. He can tell you the reason he stepped with his left foot before his right foot. Everything has a purpose.
The confidence radiating from the Mayweather camp borders on intimidating, with liking not just predicting victory, but promising it will be more dominant than their first encounter. He believes Floyd has completely solved the Pacquiao puzzle, and while their initial fight showcased disciplined, safety-first tactics, current training suggests Floyd is hunting for a finish this time. Using Teofimo's youth and speed to sharpen his own weapons, Floyd closes gaps that time attempted to create, moving with purpose that suggests the money persona has stepped aside for the pretty boy's killer instinct to reclaim control.
Because I remember in the first fight, you were in the corner saying, you know, come on, Floyd, let the combinations go, really put it on Pacquiao. I remember in that first fight, that's what you were asking for.
Right.
So do you think maybe he pulls more of that out the second time? All right. So maybe the second time he pulls more of that out? Or?
I think so. I think so this time.
And then also, you know, everyone saw the McGregor fight. Do you think Floyd is going to train harder for the Pacquiao fight or same game plan?
You talking about Conor McGregor?
Yeah, do you
think that fight? But man, come on, man. Them guys, Floyd slapped them guys. He slapped them guys, and the fight's over.
Did Floyd take that fight easy?
What fight?
With McGregor, did he take that fight easy?
Well, I'm gonna tell you that he I don't see he don't be, boasting and bragging about nothing like that. So he sometimes, man, he don't.
As the rumored deadline approaches, the world wonders whether we're about to witness sports history's greatest final act or a monumental miscalculation. But Floyd Mayweather built his empire on never being wrong about his capabilities. He doesn't take risks without calculating them 1,000 times over. So if he's rising at 3 a.m. to trade leather with the world's best young fighters, it's because he knows something the rest of us don't yet understand. 28 years as villain, hero, and king, but above all as an undefeated winner. And as he prepares for this spotlight return, the question remains whether Floyd will deliver a more convincing victory in the Pacquiao rematch. So share your predictions in the comments, like and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you in the next video.